Hey guys, Clone Wars, and today we're going to be doing another deck profile on my Rokkets. I know it's been, I don't know, a couple months since I've actually done a Rokket. No, I'm just kidding. It's probably been like a month since the last Rokket deck profile came out. Or even any Rokket support has come out. It's been way over a month. But right now we have our Rokkets again. And of course our boss monster Borrelsword, while my extra deck is upside down. Please excuse that. But we have another deck profile, and I'm excited to bring this out to you, and I can't wait. So let's get right into the deck profile. So of course for our main deck we have triple Magna Rokket. I feel like this is a staple in every Rokket deck, is that this should be at 3. It's probably the best Rokket out there, and I don't say that too often. It's the best Rokket, probably. Our Rokkets have the effect of when they're targeted by a Link monster's effect, they can destroy themselves to activate this effect, and then on the end phase they can special summon a Rokket with a different name from the deck. So this Rokket is, well, it's non-targeting removal for any monster card on the field. So it's non-targeting, non-destructible removal for a monster on the field. So basically when this card destroys a monster, it just sends it to the graveyard. It's non-targeting and it's great. It's really, really good. Especially if you can get Magna Rokket off. Metal Rokket, he kind of does the same thing, except he has to be in the same column as them. He can pierce through, so he destroys the whole column of your opponent's cards. So let's say he can destroy a Link monster, a spell, a monster, and then a spell and trap. Spell or trap. Which is why his head is like a rifle bullet, because then he can pierce through anything, pretty much. We have Auto Rocket Dragon, which is just a low cal bullet, probably 45 ACP. This guy can destroy a spell or trap, so that's all this card does. Non-targeting, non-destructible, so it can activate, you know, those kind of effects. We play Shell Rokket, which looks like a shotgun, so he acts like a shotgun. Or it looks like a shotgun shell, so he acts like a shotgun. When he destroys a monster, he destroys a monster adjacent to them, but he has to be, you know, in the same column as the first monster before him. So he has to destroy a monster adjacent to him. So you play 2 of him. He's actually pretty good. I really like him a lot, though. He has my favorite artwork out of all of them. So, and this guy is just it's a syringe, which is basically just, you know, a syringer, which you just shoot somebody and it stuns them. So basically that's what this is. It's effect veiler. Just stuns your opponent. That's all. So, and then his is a looks like his is also 45 ACP. Like the bullets don't change that much on them. So yeah, they're all just bullets. That's all they are. Even though in the OCG they're called bullets, in TCG they're called Rokkets. Don't ask me. But for our Chaos package, we play our Wyvern Busters and our Collar Serpent. This does not change at all. As much as this might brick me in some games, this does not change at all. Because it allows you to go into your Link 3, Link 4 plays as much as you need to. You banish a dark, banish a light, special summon it. So you banish, and then whenever this card is removed from play, whenever this card is Link summoned, used for a Link summon, you just search the Collar Serpent, summon the Collar Serpent, special summon something else. Go into another Link play. So that's your Wyvern Buster. And then for our Gothenburgs, we play double Gateway Dragon. Gateway Dragon is just a Gothenburg for level 4 lower Dark Dragons. Actually, I think it's just level 4 Dragons. No, Dark Dragons. I lied. But this card can also special summon itself when there's no what's that thing on the field? When your opponent has a Link monster in the field. So this is basically go second in the deck, but it's not as bad as Cyber Dragons if you go first. Let me tell you. Especially with more support coming out in the future. And with this, I know I've kind of spoiled it already, but with the introduction of FLOD, Flames of Destruction, sorry, you had to play an oldie. We took 2 steps forward and then we took 1 step back. And we go back into our Sniffer Dragons. No joke, not even gonna kid you, this card And the other card I'm going to discuss later can go into a Link 3. I'm not kidding. It's really good. Oddly enough, this can go into a Link 3 if used correctly. You always want to see it in your opening hand, oddly enough. Especially with either a Gateway or the other card. Or a Foolish or a Dragon Shrine. I know that's weird to say, but this card is really good in your opening hand. Play one Defrag Dragon. This is not the card I was talking about that was released in FLOD. It's just that this card can pitch a card from your hand and you can special summon it. That's it. I mean, you could banish any of our 3 named Rokkets from your graveyard and special summon it from the graveyard, but it's gonna be 1 in a million chance when you get that off. Like, this will be like, you know, it'll be weird. Play one Red Med. Why is everything upside down? Interesting. Play one Red Med. Because you have to, because it's a dragon deck that is in blue eyes. So basically, yeah, you have to play Red Med. It can revive your Borrelsword, it can revive Twin Triangle Dragon, Triple Burst Dragon. I'm trying to think of other cards in the extra deck. I think that's all of them, actually. Yep, because you can't revive Topologic because it's Cyber. So yeah, that's a revival card. Now this card is the new card from FLOD that I'm very excited and very happy that came out. I did not hype this card up at all. And I regret that, because when I was looking through the copies of FLOD, I saw Background Dragon, I saw it in the anime, and I was like, you know what, it's pretty cool, alright, I'll pick it up. This card actually changes how the whole deck can special summon Rokkets. This card can single-handedly go into a Link 3 with Sniffer Dragon. If you don't know its effect, I'll read it to you. If this card is in your graveyard and you control no cards, you can special summon both this card and 1 level 4 or lower dragon monster from your hand in defense position, but banish this card when it leaves the field. So this card is good. It can special summon itself from the graveyard. You have to control no cards, so spoiler alert, cut Dragon Shrine. But this card is really good. And then when you go into it, you special summon this card, special summon Sniffer Dragon from your hand, search a Sniffer Dragon from your deck, normal summon that Sniffer Dragon. You can't search with that one because it's only an OTP. And then special summon something. Or either go into a Link 2, special summon the Wyvern Buster from your hand by banishing one of your Sniffer Dragons, and then boom, Borrelsword. I just explained a very deadly play to you. Anyways, onto our spells. We play Triple Boot Sector Launch. Boot Sector Launch is a really, really weird field spell, because it can either brick you or unbrick you. It depends on your hand. This card can special summon 2 Rokkets from your hand, or it can special summon Rokkets from your graveyard up to the difference of your opponent. So if your opponent has 4 and you have no monsters, you can special summon 4 monsters from your deck or graveyard, or Rokkets from your graveyard. And if your opponent controls 4 monsters, you control 1, you can special summon 3. So on and so forth, until the math, doesn't add up anymore. I know that doesn't make any sense. Oh, they also get like a flat 300 boost? Yeah, they get a flat 300 attack and defense boost. Right, your Rokkets do. We play probably the best card in the deck. No. It's a quick launch. You can special summon a Rokket from your deck. It's not a once per turn. The only downside is that they can't attack. That's it. I mean, they're destroyed during the end phase, but that's a Rokket thing, because, once they're destroyed, they can special summon another one from the deck. So, I love this card. I love this card artwork. It's literally a Rokket. You can't really see the Rokket because of the secret, but I think it's aesthetic Rokket going into Borrelsword and getting loaded into him, so that way Borrelsword can fire him off. If you've seen the anime, you know what I'm talking about. Squibjaw. I knew. I was very religious on playing this at 3. And I criticized people for playing it at 2. I know. But because this card is a once per turn, it can only be used on Rokkets that are on the field. Just saying. It's not as good as I want it to be. So, it's a draw 2, Squibjaw. It can destroy your Rokkets, and it can make your Rokkets float. So it's 2. Sometimes you want to see it, sometimes you don't. So at 2, it's pretty much a perfect number. Because if you play it at 1, you're never going to see it. Which is basically why Background Dragon is at 1. Not at 1. You know what I mean. So that was that. So my one secret rare terraforming is now the only terraforming. Yeah. Remember what I told you that it's really weird for the field spell? This is why. Because either it breaks me or it can unbreak me, and this card can search it out still. Well, you can argue you play 2-1. I like the 3-1. Whatever. You know, so. Plus a secret. You know what? Deal with it. So, yeah, I just stick with the one terraforming. For me, I mean, if you want to cut it down to 3, add like a upstart, because I did take upstart out, spoiler alert. Play Foolish and Double Dragon Shrine. This is just so pretty much we see it in our opening hand, and then after that we really don't see it at all. If you do open both these, you can use it. So if you use one combination of these, you can use both. This one for either Red Eyes Darkness Metal, and then one for Background Dragon, and that can also lead you into a Link 4. It'll be a pretty bricky. It'll look like a bricky hand to the untrained eye, but it'll still be a really good hand actually. So that's really good. And then we play Double World Legacy Succession. This is one of the best cards in the deck, and also from FLOD. Basically, it's Monster Reborn for Link. Basically, you can special summon a monster from your graveyard that a Link monster to a point a Link monster is pointing to. So you have to have a Link monster out, which is why you play it at 2, and it's also once per turn, which is also why you play it at 2. But it's a Monster Reborn, so you play it at 2. But you really want to play it at 3. It's very weird, but you want it. And then Monster Reborn, because it can reborn anything. So, you know, it's probably one of the best cards in the deck. So that's the main deck, 40 cards. What can I say? Pretty good. Extra deck, 1 Borrelsword. I only own 1 Borrelsword. As much as Borrelsword is my baby, and this deck is probably the most famous deck in my profile right now, because nobody knows how to play it. Borrelsword Dragon. You need it? Kind of. It's getting a reprint in the next couple months. Don't let me bring you down and say that Borrelsword is probably a card that you need to invest all your money into. No, if you're gonna play Rockets, play with Top Logic. Top Logic is a cheap alternative, considering it just destroys. That's all it does. It's a dark hole. But with Borrelsword, you just target it targets your Rockets. It can target your Rockets. It lowers a monster's attack by 500, attack and defense by 500. It's a Link 4. It's also when it attacks, it can snatch, steal to a point that it points to. And then it's your monster until the next end phase, where it becomes your opponent. Where you send it to your opponent's graveyard. Also, whenever the effect for any of the Burrow monsters, the quick effect cannot be negated at all. He can't be targeted either, but any of the quick effects on any of the Burrow monsters cannot be negated by anything. So they have to go through. So it can't be Solemn, Scolded, whatever. So the Borrelsword Dragons have their own kind of built-in protection. They all do. It's going to be weird playing Borrelsword when Borrelsword and Borrelsword come out. I know that's like probably like a year down the road. About, maybe. If Borrelsword comes out in Battles of Legend, I'm done. I'm just kidding. It'll just make this deck better, because Borrelsword will be the one you want to go into first turn, and Borrelsword will be the one you want to go into the second turn. If you're going first or second. Borrelsword is first because it can defend itself from card effects. It's unaffected by card effects. It can't be destroyed by card effects. It can revive destroyed monsters, so if you destroy a Rocket, you can revive it. And it can also do one other thing. It can switch monster from attack to defense. So if they have a 3100 or higher monster, he can switch to defense, because there's no over 3000 Link monsters right now. So, and then Borrelsword, you know, it can attack twice and change a monster to defense, and it also does something else. It can't be destroyed by battle. That's what it was. So, yeah. Top Logic, if something special summoned to its points, then you blow up the field. That's all it does. It does nothing special. It's just that sometimes you can't go into a Link 4 with 3 effect monsters for Borrelsword, so you play Topologic. Topologic also has oh my god, Flame Wingman effect, so you can Flame Wingman him. Anybody? We play for Link 3s, we play Triple Burst. It can inflict piercing, it can negate a monster spell or trap effect during the battle step. Damage step. It can negate, so if it attacks, then it can negate something. And it can also blow itself up and special summon a Link 2 from your graveyard, and can also special summon a level 4 lower dragon type monster from your hand the next turn. So basically it's waiting for you to go into Borrelsword. I mean, it's a mini Borrel variant. Ningir's 2 for non-targeting removal of a Link monster, so just more removal. Gaia is literally there so that way you can go into a Topologic. I'm not gonna lie to you. Akashic, this can be used for searching once in a blue moon. When the other Borrel monsters come out, this will be better, but as of right now, this kind of just searches your cards and helps you go into Borrelsword. Just like these Underclock Takers, see these Underclock Takers, they're only in here, literally they're only in here because they can target. That's it. There's no other reason for these Underclock Takers to be in here. I mean, it's a good card, don't get me wrong, but it can target your Rokkets. That's why it's in here. Because we do not have Booster Dragon yet. When Booster Dragon is in, it's an automatic 3. It's an automatic 3 of. I can't stress that enough. When Booster Dragon comes out, do not hesitate to pick it up from this deck. I'm telling you right now. And it's going to be cheap because nobody's playing Rokkets. 1 Twin Triangle Dragon. Twin Triangle can special summon either Background Dragon or Red Ice Darkness Metal Dragon from your graveyard, so that can just continue into a Link 3 to Link 4 play. Proxy Dragon, because it's Proxy Dragon, it's generic, and it's pretty good. It helps. It comes up once in a blue moon, but it helps. For our Link 1s who play Claire and Rushka, the Ventriloquist dolls, I play it because I pulled it, not gonna lie. Double Link Spider, because sometimes people will give you tokens, like in the Layer of Darkness, they'll give you tokens. I really played it for the one-time passcodes, but I don't play the passcodes anymore, so Double Link Spider is just in there. And then a Baguska and a Tornado Dragon. I'm also going to, I think I'm going to add in a Cowboy, but, you know, he's for back row destruction and he's for stalling. So, yeah. I really hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. I changed the deck a lot. I tested it a lot. So, I know it works. It's just, you know, effect negation can kind of slow it down. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed the deck. I put a lot of heart and soul into this deck, at least. This deck and Blue Eyes are kind of my baby decks, because Blue Eyes is my favorite monster, period. But for my favorite links, there's Borrelsword. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. I really went more in depth in this video than I probably will in any other of my other videos for Rokkets, at least, because there's a lot that go into playing Rokkets. It's not just, you can't just pick up the deck. Decks you can kind of just pick up as Lightsworn, just gonna say. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.